Prepare to be astonished as we journey through a remarkable roster of extraordinary individuals, because today, we're counting down the top 10 men you won't believe are real. From incredible feats to unique talents, these men defy the boundaries of what you thought was possible. Number 10. Yu Zhenhuan, hairiest man on Earth. Yu Zhenhuan is the world's hairiest man, was officially named by the Guinness Book of Records in 2002. He has hair in his body which covering 96% of his body. He was born in China in 1979. He is basically an actor since his childhood. He used to be called Caveman and was tossed stones at when he was an innocent kid, but he was clear in one thing: that he didn't allow such pieces of stuff to affect his ambitions. From his childhood, he passed a livelihood instead of being any kind of source for shame. Yu doesn't mind it at all. Since the age of 2, he has suffered from a rare condition that has resulted in 96% of his body being covered in hair. But this suffer has gave him the Guinness Book record regards. Number 9. Sultan Kosin, tallest man on the planet. In 2009, Sultan Kosin became the first man over 8 feet to be measured by Guinness World Records for more than 20 years. The part-time farmer from Turkey was found to be a towering 246.5 centimeters in height, and he took the iconic title of tallest living man. 2 years later, the 26-year-old was measured again in Ankara, Turkey, at which time he had grown to a staggering 251 centimeters. Sultan was born on 10 December 1982, but he didn't start his incredible growth spurt until he was 10 years old. The rest of his family, including his parents and 4 siblings, are all average size. Sultan's unique growth and massive height is caused by a condition known as pituitary gigantism, which is the result of an overproduction of growth hormone. Growth hormone is released from the pituitary gland in the brain. If the gland is damaged by a tumor, for example, it can release too much or too little hormone. The effects of overproduction include large hands, a thickening of the bones, and painful joints. Due to his extreme size, Sultan was never able to finish school and instead began working as a farmer to support his family. He previously described one of the advantages of being tall as being able to help his mom out with jobs, such as changing a broken light bulb and hanging curtains. As for the disadvantages to his height, he complained about not being able to find clothes or shoes that fit, and finding it extremely hard to fit into a regular size car. As a teenager, Sultan was signed to the Galatasaray basketball team, but unfortunately he was too tall to play. However, he remains a fan of the sport to this day. Number 8. Carlos Haffy Rodriguez, man with half head. An accident is responsible for Carlos's appearance. After flying through a windshield in a car crash, he landed on this head, crushing the upper portion of his skull. The accident caused so much damage that doctors had to cut out a large portion of his brain to save him. And yes, he's still alive, which seems some kind of miracle. Number 7. Michel Lotito, man who can eat anything. Michel is known for his stunts involving consumption of several inedible materials, such as metal, glass, rubber, and many more. He disassembled, cut up, and consumed bicycles, shopping carts, televisions, a Cessna 150 aeroplane, and other items. The Cessna 150 took roughly 2 years to be eaten, from 1978 to 1980. He began eating unusual material as a teenager around 16 years of age, and performed publicly from 1966. He died at the age 57 due to natural causes. Number 6. Gary Turner, man with stretchiest skin. Gary Turner suffered from an extreme case of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, a rare genetic disorder that has weakened his skin. He can stretch his skin to extreme levels, as you may be noticing in the picture, which seems impossible to be done by any human. He performs many incredible stunts with his skin, for which he landed on this list, and is one of the men you probably won't believe is real. Number 5. Amu Haji, dirtiest man on earth. How many days can a person be comfortable without washing? Normal people prefer to wash at least once a week. This man is a real man who hasn't bathed for 67 years. He lived in a small village of Iran and used a grave pit to sleep. An open brick shack is also built by those who felt sorry for him, so he can hide from weather elements. He smoked animal dung and sometimes multiple cigarettes. You might notice the hairs look kind of weird because he burns them to keep them short. He has lived most of his life like this, and died at the age of 94. According to AFP, Haji allowed his neighbors to bathe him for the first time a few months before his death. Number 4. Rolf Buchholz, super pierced man. The obsession for piercing oneself has led Rolf from 1 to 5, from 5 to 453 piercings. He received his first piercing when he was 41, and has been increasing their number during 11 years. Number 3. Kalim, Hulk Hands boy. Kalim, an 8-year-old boy, has been shunned from his school because of his gigantic hands larger than his head. His giant hands weigh 8 kilograms each. Kalim is even unable to do his basic tasks like feeding himself or tying shoelaces. It is believed by some doctors that the boy may be suffering from either lymphangioma or hamartoma. Number 2. Chandra Bahadur Dangi, a mini-man. Dangi was born on 30 November 1939. It is unknown what medical condition limited his growth. He had 5 brothers and 2 sisters. 3 of his 5 brothers were less than 1.22 meters tall, while his sisters and 2 other brothers were of average height. He lived in a remote village, Riamkoli, approximately 400 kilometers away from Kathmandu, Nepal's capital. Before being recognized by Guinness World Records as the world's shortest man in 2012, he had never left his home village. He is a weaver by trade. After being awarded the title, he said he had always wished to travel to all parts of his country and the world. In 2012, at the age of 72, Dangi met the world's shortest woman, Jyoti Amj of Nagpur, India. The pair posed together for the 57th edition of the Guinness Book of Records in 2013. On 13 November 2014, as part of Guinness World Records Day, Dangi met the world's tallest living man, Sultan Kosin, at an event in London. Dangi died in American Samoa on 3 September 2015 at the age of 75, at the Lyndon Johnson Tropical Medical Center in Pago Pago. His exact cause of death was not disclosed, although the Kathmandu Post reported that he had previously been suffering from pneumonia. He had been touring the South Pacific for much of the year with Samoa's Tupelo Bruno's Magic Circus. Number 1. Stan Jones, a silver man. The reason why Stan has become the way he is now is that he consumed huge amounts of colloidal silver. He was trying to cure something even though no one knows what exactly. Silver has no proven medical benefits, except for in small amounts on wound dressings. Ingesting it is not generally recommended, and now Stan's face is a permanent advert on why you shouldn't. Despite this slightly unexpected side effect, Stan continues to take colloidal silver as a home remedy, although no one is really sure why.